Hi, hello, what's up? Welcome back with OSoSillyMe here. It's been about 6 years, roughly. Oh god, that's a long time. Uh, but to make a long story short, or at least as short as I can with the intro video, um, I am looking to pretty much get back into the YouTube field. And essentially, for a long time, I knew I didn't want to get rid of my channel. Even though it's been on a hiatus for quite a while, I knew I didn't want to get rid of it because I knew eventually I was going to come back to YouTube. One time or a place or another, I was going to. Granted, a lot of stuff has changed over the years. My setup's different. My life is different since the last time I was on YouTube. As you can see, my aesthetic has changed for it. We're kind of been rebranding as we've gotten back into the streaming of things. Trying to outreach on a lot more social media. So trying to become more active on Twitter, trying to be more active with my Twitch streams, looking to put more content on TikTok. Eventually I'd like to go live on TikTok. We'll see how that goes. But first up is getting back into YouTube. For a long time I've been wanting to get back into YouTube and actually being able to take the time out to actually create YouTube content again, and eventually I would like to start streaming on YouTube again. I feel like that would be great. As well as the fact of, honestly, I miss the editing of YouTube a lot. Granted, it took forever when I did it. It took hours. Hours and hours and hours of editing. But honestly, I miss it. I miss it. I don't know, something I don't know if it's appeasing to the control freak in me, or if I just like to have a certain type of, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's just, there's something about the editing that it feels lovely. It feels lovely. Whilst I do enjoy streaming on Twitch, I enjoy it a lot. Something about the editing, having a lot more control over how you're putting the content out, it's just, I don't know, something better about it. But still, for the most part, like I said, I knew I wasn't going to be getting rid of my channel. I just knew it was going to be on hiatus until I could figure out what I wanted to do with it again. As a streamer, you're always evolving, you're always changing, you're always finding different ways to spice up your content or change some stuff around, or maybe I'll add more of this, maybe I'll, do less of that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to be able to say I utilized all my channels the best way I could, knowing the skill sets that I have. And it's been a long time. I've been meaning to come back to YouTube for a while now. With a lot of stuff that was happening IRL and just trying to figure out like how I was gonna be navigating Twitch, and there was a hiatus going on, as we all know, during the pandemic. That was fun. Not really. Hated every second of it. It was ironic because I got sick from COVID, but it wasn't during the pandemic. It was actually last year, posting this in 2024. Oh, nope. Not last year. This was earlier this summer. Strike that. It was earlier this summer. So, 4 years post the peak of the pandemic, I finally got COVID. But thankfully, I've had my vaccine shots, so it could have been way worse than what I did deal with. And I am so glad that, granted, it was still hell. I was sick for about 2 weeks, and at its worst was the first week because I had a fever of like 102 max. I feel like that was like the highest my fever had ever gotten, and it was terrible. My throat felt like it was bleeding from the inside. Like I couldn't breathe. Like it hurt to talk, let alone sometimes it would just suck to swallow. All puns intended. But nonetheless, it sucked. But luckily that passed. It could have been way worse, and it wasn't. I don't wish on anyone else. Essentially, I would like to be able to get my stomping grounds back into YouTube, as well as furthering my Twitch content, as well as further growing and enriching my TikTok content. Like I said, eventually I would like to get to a point where I can go live on all three. Ideally, full-time content creation would be cool. Do I see it as a very nearby possibility? I mean, fingers crossed, sure. Do I see it realistically? No, but I still enjoy doing it when I do it, and as we know, it's been a while, so it's almost kind of like silly if you haven't done it by now, why keep doing it? I actually enjoy it, regardless of the fact. I actually do enjoy doing my content creation. I don't put into it nearly as much as I would like to, especially considering present living day situations, I guess you could put it. But I do enjoy it. It is, in a sense, it's a way of therapy for me, and I can confidently say it's that way for a lot of people too. I've met a lot of amazing people from streaming. Some I'm still in contact with to this day, some I may not be, but I still support from the background, and I've reconnected with people, I've connected with new people, and it's it's something special when you get to have those connections with people otherwise outside of streaming you probably would have never even known they existed, let alone would have interacted with. And there's something special to be said about that, despite all the toxicity that happens unfortunately in this uh, field of content creation. Unfortunate, but it's unfortunate. Any field you go into, you're gonna deal with toxicity. You just gotta manage a way to get around it. Manage a way to deal with it and keep people who are not going to feed into that toxicity or harness that toxicity around. So you got to be able to keep those who are going to, keep you in that healthy mental mind state. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been really nice, especially with the current state of things that's been going on for me. But as you can see, very different from how my YouTube first started. But there's more changes in the future. More changes in the future. This is not the end all. I'm going to be doing some other future upgrades as well. Trust me, you'll know it when I do it. You'll know it. I'll be making announcements and whatnot. But yeah. So just keep an eye out on the channel. I'll be doing some new stuff. Be doing some uploads. I'll be, uploading my VODs, editing my VODs, putting clips and everything else on here. Eventually, I will have YouTube exclusive content. I'm not sure quite yet what it will be. Most likely, it'll probably be like maybe some keys I get, and that I'll be able to better edit on the content I want to put out for it versus just streaming it. Not that streaming isn't fun. I enjoy when I stream certain games, but at the same time, I know with a lot of them, the content comes out better when you have a better control over how you want to promote it, in a sense, if that makes sense. I don't even know if really promotes the right word for it, but nonetheless, better control over how I want it to come out versus just streaming it, which, while again, I love interacting with my community, at the same time though, sometimes it's a little not contradictory, it conflicts a little bit with how I want the output to come out sometimes. But yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.